Hello everybody and welcome to another Griniflix Adventure 8 video. Yes, well, I was out taking a few photographs around the harbour on the weekend and I noticed spots on my photos. Yes, little black spots. I was using the monochrome. So when I was looking at the photographs, wanting to do some edits, I thought, oh god, there's spots everywhere, I can't believe it. And I've discovered the best kept secret by Leica when it comes to getting rid of spots on your photographs. Why didn't I notice it before? It was like this sudden observation. Okay, well that's what this video is about. Often I'm shooting wide open with my lenses. So on the Apple 35 I'm shooting f2. On the Summilux 1.4 I'm shooting 1.4. On my 21mm f2.8 Elmerit I'm also shooting wide open at f2.8. But occasionally, depending on the circumstances, I might stop it right down because of the situation that I'm in. So on the weekend I was shooting some sun coming through the fog on Sydney Harbour, and the f-stops I was using was f11, f16, and hence that's where, when I went into Lightroom to look at the photographs, spots everywhere. It's not the first time I've had spots on my cameras, and normally I've, cleaned the lens, the front of the lens, the filter, the back of the lens, and then if all that fails, then also look at the sensor as well. With zoom lenses it's pretty easy. So if you zoom in and take a photograph and zoom out and take a photograph of a similar situation, let's assume it's a sort of a plain background, and if the spots are in exactly the same spot regardless of the zoom that you've used, well then it's pretty clear that the problem is with the sensor. If the spots move or become larger or smaller, well then you know it's a lens. The other way is obviously to change the lenses. So these are all two 35mm lenses, so I swapped them over from body to body, and I noticed that the spots were exactly the same place on the one camera. Alright, so that means it's actually the problem's on the sensor. Nothing new. I always know on the cameras you can open up the shutter and you can clean the sensor. I have made a discovery. I guess it's the best kept secret for me because I just discovered it. Those people that have already discovered it, it's probably not a secret to them, of course. So the next step is you've got to clean the sensor. One of the challenges I've always had in cleaning the sensor is when you take the lens off and you open up the shutter so you can see the sensor, is seeing where the dust is. And this leads me to the discovery I've made today. I can't believe that it's taken me so long to discover this. So what is the secret? Well, it's all got to do with seeing where the dust is on your sensor. And there is a unique feature, and I'm not entirely sure on how many Leica cameras this feature is available for, or for all the Leica cameras that I have, the M10 Monochrom, the M10-R, and my older M240P. The feature is active on all of them. Let's go through that process right now. We'll use a monochrome as an example. So here we go. Press menu, and we'll go to main menu. And in main menu we can go up and we get to sensor cleaning, move across to the side. We've got open shutter, but more importantly we've got another function here that's called dust detect. So when you go to the side here, it says please close the aperture to the largest value, f16, f22. Take a picture of a homogeneous surface defocused. Alright, so let's go do that. We're going to choose f16. I'm using a 35mm lens. My homogeneous surface that I'll use is the sky. Nice clear sky today, no clouds. I'm going down to 0.3 focus, which is my defocus because I'm going to be shooting infinity. Okay, sensor cleaning, dust detect, defocus, all right. So while that menu is on, you don't turn the camera off to do this. Now I've got all this set up correctly. I'm going to take a photograph of the sky. All right, so after you've taken the shot, that image will stay active for up about 2.5 minutes, so about 2 minutes 20 seconds or something like that. So what I found is the best thing to do is just take a photograph of the back of the screen, which I'll demonstrate. Image captured, processing, and this is incredible. Okay, so there's my image. I've got 2.5 minutes to photograph it now. So I'm just using my phone here. And I just quickly take a photograph of the back of the screen. And that way I've got something to compare to when I'm ready to do the screen cleaning, which will be the next task. There you go. So on the back of the phone now, I've got the full image of all the dots for this particular camera. So when I start to clean, I can have the iPhone here next to me, and then I can swipe or blow or whatever I need to do to clean the sensor. That's the next task, and I have to do it for all 3 cameras, and then I'll repeat the test to see how well I've cleaned that sensor. All right, let's go into the next stage, and that is actually the cleaning of the sensor. So we need a couple of tools. So there's a light. I can adjust that to a couple of intensities, bright and not so bright. It's a bicycle light, so it's got a red light at the back as well. Okay, so there's that one. I'll need my cleaning kit. So the only things I'll be using here is a puffer. I've got a 24mm swab here, and this one is about 12 or 13mm swab, so we'll see which one we use. Alright, first task is to have a look at the dust. I'll get rid of the lens, remove that. I've got to open up the shutter, which is pretty straightforward. Menu, go to my center cleaning. We've already done dust detect. Okay. So the dust detect option on the screen here only works when there is a lens attached. That's probably why I've never noticed it. Okay, so open shutter. Oops. Open shutter. Inspect sensor. Yes. And it's open. So first things first, I'm going to have a look with my magnifying glass here and just see whether I can see what the sensor's seeing. Well, I'll tell you what the dust detector sees is not, it's very hard to see. This is why I think the dust detector is a brilliant idea, and because I do see some dust there, but it's so small that I really can't tell, to tell you the truth. So what I might do it in 2 stages. The first stage is I'll just try blowing off whatever I can and taking another image so that I can compare the dust detector images one to the other and see how much it has changed. Then I'll go repeat the process, and then I'll use a swab to actually swipe the sensor with the swab, and repeat the process as well, and then just see what sort of difference we get. Okay, so there'll be a couple of steps. So the first step is I've got my blower. I've got 2 blowers, a large volume blower here and also a smaller volume blower here. Okay, here we go. I mean, I can't see anything too obvious in there. Okay. Put the lens back on, turn it off, and then the shutter will close. So now I'll go repeat the process, take a photograph, take a photo of the back of the screen here. So I've got an image recorded, because that image only lasts for 2 minutes 20 seconds. It's not recorded on the SD card. So you have to take a separate photo of the dust detection photo. There's a couple of spots that have been removed from blowing, but most of them are still there. And I'm going to try the wide swab. I suspect all these swabs come from one manufacturer because they all look identical. What I might do actually, the COVID mask works really well here to stop splatter. So as I talk, I don't get splatter all over the sensor. Open shutter. Yes. Okay. So we have the shutter open. All right. So this is a full frame swab. Full frame means it's 24 millimeters wide, and I should be able to just go across the sensor like that. This is what I mean. So you have to sort of get in there. Okay, we'll try one. I mean, as it is, I can even see a big dust bit there just from doing that. So we're okay. So what I might do is I'll try and blow that out. Let's see how it goes. Okay, it's got that big one out. Let's put the lens back on, and we'll turn it off, and we'll let the shutter close. And let's go do another test and see whether that's improved. Wow, look at this. With the sensor cleaning dust detector, it's showing that there's no dust there. Wow, yes, it does work. That 2 swipes of the swab seems to have done the trick. Yippee! Wow, amazing, it actually worked. The blower worked a little bit, but the swab, that seemed to do the trick. Just doing one wipe. And I just turned it over like that and then just did another wipe. So I only did the 2 wipes and that seemed to have removed the dust. Alright, I'll repeat the process now with my other Leica cameras. Okay, progress reports. So, the M240p I was able to clean, and then I repeated the process with my M10-R. The M10-R is a new camera, it's only what, a few months old now. So when I took off the lens and opened up the shutter, I blew out what I could blow out. Again, it's very hard, even with the magnifying glass, I couldn't really see where the dust was, but there was some dust there according to the dust detector. But then in blowing and then taking the shot again, the dust disappeared. So I guess that was enough. I didn't have to use the swab. Alright, so the final camera is my Monochrom, and we'll repeat the process and see whether this will be enough or whether I need to swab. Okay, well, finally success. It took much longer than anticipated. I guess I was trying to film at the same time, take photographs so that I could show you what was happening. But the long and the short of it is that I've managed to clean all 3 sensors on the M240, on the M10-R and on the M10 Monochrom. But what I found was after I did the test again, there was another spot there, a large one that turned up suddenly. So I presume it was a loose piece of dust. I was able to blow that out, do the test again, and now the tests come up with completely white image, which means there's no dust detected by the dust detector software that's in the Leica cameras. Brilliant invention. I can't believe it's taken me so long to discover it. Have you discovered it? Do the test with your camera. I've been photographing the sky to give me that homogeneous image, and it's been a blue sky today, but if you had a cloudy day and it was just a fog, for example, then that would be perfect. Or if you can find a wall that it doesn't have any marks or blemishes, the most important thing is to get it out of focus, and also to be shooting at your close down shutter, so maximum shutter close down, so f16, f22 depending on your lens. Alright, well, I hope that helps. If it has helped, then give it a thumbs up. I really appreciate that. That helps the YouTube channel algorithms, etc. So more people see the video. If it's the first time to my channel, then please do subscribe, press notifications. You'll be notified when the next video is out. Well, that was a brilliant discovery on my behalf, benefiting me the most, and if it's something that you've been wanting to do, well, hopefully it's of benefit to you as well. Thanks for watching. See you next time on the next video. Thanks. Cheers. Bye.